Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Mish. In this short video I'd like to go over some overlooked but really helpful features of LUMIX cameras. This video isn't structured in any particular way, just a list of handy things that often go unnoticed, yet can make your life a lot easier or might make you appreciate your camera even more. Let's start with how to set your HDMI output resolution. Now, for some reason, there isn't a specific menu for HDMI output resolution in my Panasonic LUMIX S5IIX, but you can still change it, you just need to dig a little. Go into the Gear menu, HDMI Rec Output, then scroll down to Enlarge Live Display. Take a look at this. Mode 1 matches your output resolution to your recording quality, so if you're shooting in 6K, that's what comes out of the HDMI. Mode 2, on the other hand, outputs Full HD, 50p or less. So this is basically a way to downscale your HDMI output from 6K or 4K to Full HD. It's especially helpful if you're using particular monitors or video senders that behave weirdly with high-resolution signals. Next tip concerns proxy video recording when shooting in log. You can actually shoot proxies with the LUT applied. That means your footage stays in vlog while your proxy files have the LUT baked in. Super handy for quick edits or dailies without having to color convert. Here's how. Enable proxy recording. Remember, proxies are only available for up to 4K formats. Switch to real-time LUT and select the LUT you want to use. Then set LUT to off. Now your camera records log in the main files and your proxies will have the selected LUT baked in, ready to edit right away. Tip 3. Playback loop and frame grabs. In the playback menu, once you're watching a clip, you can pause it and set in and out points to loop a specified section. That's great if you want to check critical focus or review a specific moment repeatedly. And while you're here, another neat thing, while your video is paused on a frame, you can press the menu button and save the frame as a JPEG. Tip number 4. Now, if you toggle the display button a few times, you'll get this screen, and it's not just for information. You can actually change a bunch of settings right here, like video exposure mode, for example. Honestly, I'm not even sure where to find that in the full menu, so it's nice to have it here. You'll also find audio settings, recording formats, and other useful options that are normally buried deep in the menus. And when you switch your dial to photo mode, layout changes again. Now you get a different set of shortcuts. For example, I always use this to quickly enable Bluetooth. I don't want to dig through the menus every time, so I just do it here most of the time. Also, you can access button customization here, very handy to adjust your layout on the fly. Speaking of buttons, here's a personal setup I really like. I always use my rear dial for ISO, so I don't have to press any buttons, just turn the dial. That means my top ISO button goes unused, so I've reassigned it to Boost IS. It's great when shooting handheld, gives you that extra bit of stabilization, and it's right under your index finger for quick access. Now let's talk about small but clever UI details. You can see your white balance displayed here, 5600 Kelvin. If you go into white balance adjustments and tweak it along the green-magenta line, a little green plus icon appears next to the number. That shows you've added a tint shift, and if you shift towards amber or blue, the number itself changes color. It'll turn amber or blue depending on the direction. It's a simple but smart reminder that your white balance has been modified, so you don't forget to reset it later. Another subtle touch, if you change any settings in your picture profile, a small asterisk appears next to the profile name. That tells you it's no longer in its default state, so you know you've made custom adjustments. Finally, let's talk about framing aids. If you're shooting in dark environments, sometimes it's hard to see where your frame ends. Traditionally, you'd enable the framing outline, which draws a gray box around your image. But newer LUMIX cameras also have frame markers, which I personally prefer because they're more flexible. For example, I can enable a 16:9 blue outline for my main frame and add another 9:16 marker for vertical video. Perfect if you're shooting content for both aspects at the same time. You can customize colors, aspect ratios, and even have multiple markers active at once. Super helpful for hybrid workflows. That's it for today, hope you found this video helpful. If you have any favorite hidden LUMIX features that I missed, let's talk about them in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!